A very good morning, dear students. In this video, we are going to revise lesson number 2, polynomials. Let's start. What are polynomials? So, you have seen polynomials means the expressions which have degrees 0 and more than 0. I am giving you an example. For example, suppose we have the polynomial x square 2x plus 3. Now here the degree is 2, highest power of the variable x. So this is the degree of a polynomial. Next, if we have a polynomial like, we have expression like 1 upon x square plus 2x plus 3. So this expression, is it a polynomial? So if you observe here, this expression has the variable x and the power, if you bring this expression at the numerator, the powers will be minus, and that's why this expression is not polynomial. Similarly, if we have expression like 5x minus 1 upon x square. Here you can see, here it has plus 1. But if you bring this x square to the numerator, it will become x raised to minus 2. And that's why even this expression is not a polynomial. Fourth example. Suppose if we have expression like 2x plus 5 root x plus 3. In this expression, this term variable x has power 1. But in this term, variable x has power 1 upon 2. Square root 2 means 1 upon 2, power 1 upon 2. So it means this power is less than 1, less than 0. So it means this is also not a polynomial. So from this, what we can say, a polynomial is an expression where the power of variable should be 0 or more than 0. Next, we have seen the geometrical meaning of zeros of polynomial. So first we will revise what is zeros of a polynomial. So 0 of a polynomial means that value of a variable which gives the polynomial value 0. For example, if we have a polynomial x plus 5, then what is 0 of this polynomial? So if we are taking the whole polynomial's value as 0, that gives us x value as minus 5, and then this minus 5 is known as 0 of a polynomial. Even next example, suppose we have here x square plus 5x plus 4. So by solving this equation polynomial, what we get here x plus 4 and x plus 1. These two factors of this polynomial. So that gives us what? If we put this at 0, then even this is 0. So what we have, x plus 4 is equal to 0 or x plus 1 is equal to 0. So finally here we get minus 4 or x is equal to minus 1. So what are the zeros of this polynomial? So zeros of this polynomial are minus 4 and minus 1. So how many zeros we get for any polynomial and what these zeros are, we come to know through geometrical meaning or geometrical representation of a polynomial. So here we have seen that if we represent a polynomial graphically, then how many zeros we get for that polynomial, as well as what those zeros are. For example, suppose we have a line here and we have here now if a line is passing through x-axis. If this line, the polynomial representing this line is passing through 2 at x-axis, or it is cutting the line x-axis at 2, this is nothing but 0 of the polynomial. This polynomial is a line representing the polynomial. So this 2 is 0 of a polynomial. And this line or this polynomial representing this line has how many zeros? Only 1 0. Why? Because it is cutting at only one point of x-axis. Even we have seen that if we have a polynomial representing this graph, then we can see through this graphical representation that how many zeros this polynomial has. A polynomial means polynomial representing this line. So this is cutting at 2 points at x-axis. So how many zeros this polynomial has? So they have 2 zeros. 2 zeros they have. And which those zeros are? So those zeros are -1 and 2. So geometrical meaning of zeros of a polynomial, here you will be given the graphs and you have to find out how many zeros that polynomial has and which those zeros are. Keep in mind, only the zeros are the only points where of the polynomial where it is passing through x-axis. After knowing what are the zeros of a polynomial and how to find out when the polynomial is given or represented graphically, now we are going to see that relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. Already you have seen that in the previous video, but now I am explaining it and revising it again through various examples. So let's see the examples. Here is the example. If we have a polynomial p of x, 5x plus 3. So here the coefficients will be written as this. First we are writing this polynomial in the standard form ax plus b, and accordingly here we get a as 5 and b as 3. And then how we write the relationship or a zero of a polynomial? So here we get directly 0 of a polynomial by showing the relationship of this as minus b upon a, which is equal to minus 3 upon 5. So in this linear polynomial, linear why? Because this power of variable x has 1. And that's why this is the linear polynomial. There we are showing the relationship by this way. At 0 of a polynomial, directly we get equal to minus constant upon coefficient of x. So it means if you put value of x as minus 3 upon 5 in this polynomial, then we get the value here as 0, and that's why this is 0 of a polynomial, which we get by using the coefficients of polynomial. Going to the second example, find zeros of px is equal to 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. So first of all, we are writing this polynomial in a standard form, or we can say that in ascending order of power of variables. So here we are writing it 6x square minus 7x minus 3 according to descending order of power of x. And then we are relating this with the standard form of quadratic polynomial. This is a quadratic polynomial because its highest power is 2. So here we are writing this with this. So here what we get the coefficients as A is equal to 6, B is equal to -7 and C is equal to constant is equal to -3. Now here we have the relationship of zeros with the coefficients of polynomial in different way. How? Here when a quadratic polynomial is there, it has two zeros because the highest power of x is 2. So this polynomial, it has two zeros, and which these zeros are? They are alpha and beta. And how they are related with the coefficients of this? So that is alpha plus beta is equal to minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. It means we get here minus b upon a as sum of zeros of polynomial. And next relation we get as product of zeros of polynomial alpha into beta is equal to constant upon coefficient of x square, which is equal to c upon a. So I hope you have revised it again. So now we will see how to solve this example and how to verify whether the zeros of this polynomial are in this relation or not. So here, first of all, we have to solve this example to find the zeros. Now, if we see 6 into -3, that is the product of this term, we get as -18. And now we have to find the factors of -18 in such a way that it gives the sum as -7. So here we get -9 into 2 gives the sum as -7 as the coefficient of middle term. So accordingly, we are solving this expression as 6x square minus 9x plus 2x minus 3, and then get the group of these two terms, find the coefficients of common factors of these two terms, and that we get as 3x into 2x minus 3. From this, no common factor we have, so 1 is common factor, and all these terms we write as they are. So here this whole bracket is common factor from this, so we write it once, and so I hope you have solved this kind of sums. Now what next? We have to find the zeros of polynomial. So when we get the zeros of polynomial, when we have 6x square minus 7x minus 3 is equal to 0 when we have either 2x minus 3 is equal to 0 or 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. And then what we get here, 2x is equal to, transposing minus 3 over here, we get this. So and x is equal to, finally we get 3 upon 2, one value. Or transposing this plus minus plus 1 to this side, we get here 3x is equal to minus 1, and then we get here finally the value of x as minus 1 upon 3. So now you can see that these are the two zeros of polynomial. And then we are writing these two zeros as when, you can show this, but right now I am not showing it, when x is equal to 3 upon 2 or x is equal to minus 1 upon 3. So this means one of the 0 is alpha, suppose we take it here alpha, and this one of the 0 is beta. Now we have to verify this relationship with the coefficients, how I have explained you earlier. So we are verifying it. Verifying relationship. that is alpha plus beta. How we get it? Alpha plus beta, that we get it by minus b upon a. Now here minus b upon a is minus, what is b over here? This. So minus 7 upon a is 6. It means 7 upon 6. Now we are adding these two zeros and whether we are verifying whether we are getting the same answer or not. So here we will see alpha is 3 upon 2 plus beta is minus 1 upon 3. That gives us 3 into 3 plus minus 1 into 2, and 2 3s are 6 is the LCM we get, and finally we get the same answer, right? Same answer like this. So the sum we verified and we get the same answer. Now let's see the product, alpha into beta. So alpha into beta, what we have, that is constant upon coefficient of x square. So that we get by, what is constant here? Minus 3. So minus 3 upon 6. That we get as minus 1 upon 2. Let's see by actually multiplying zeros, that is here alpha is 3 upon 2 into minus 1 upon 3. And then cancel this 3 1 3. So finally we get 1 upon 2. It means here we have verified that zeros of polynomials are relating and how they are relating to the coefficients of polynomial. Third example is one of the question of NCERT book exercise 2.2. Find a quadratic polynomial if sum and product of zeros root 2 and 1 upon 3 respectively. So here they have given us sum as root 2. It means alpha plus beta is root 2 and this alpha into beta is 1 upon 3. So we will start it as let quadratic polynomial be ax square plus bx plus c and its zeros are alpha and beta. So what they have given us, that alpha plus beta they have given as root 2 and alpha into beta they have given as product, they have given as 1 upon 3. So it means alpha into beta according to our relation with coefficients, what we have, that is minus b upon a, and which is equal to root 2, and alpha into beta is nothing but constant upon a, which is 1 upon 3. So here if we take a as 1, then if we take a as 1, then it gives us what? Minus b upon a is equal to root 2 we have. So here if we take 1 and then from this equation we get the value for b as minus root 2, right? Similarly, if in this relation if we take c upon 1 is equal to 1 upon root 3, that gives the value c as 1 upon 3. And then our quadratic polynomial will be x square plus, what is b? Minus root 2 x plus 1 upon 3. So here it is nothing but x square minus root 2x plus 1 upon 3. In this fourth sum, we have to find the value of p from polynomial x square plus 3x plus p if one of the zeros of px is 2. Now this is a 1 mark or 2 mark question and it's very easy, but we have to write in a proper format. How? See what they have given us. First of all, we have to write a solution. What they have given us, they have given us p of x as x square plus 3x plus p. Now we have to find the value of p, but 1 0 they have given as 2. So even they have given 0 of px, one of it. And then we have to find the second 0 because this polynomial has maximum 2 zeros. That is 2. It means what? If this p of x, which is equal to 3x square, x square plus 3x plus p is equal to 0 when value of x will be 2. So here simply we have to put the values. Putting x is equal to 2 in px, what we get? We get p of 2 as 2 square plus 3 into 2 plus p. So which is equal to 0, right? So here we get 4 plus 6 plus p is equal to 0. 10 plus p is equal to 0 and p is equal to minus 10. So this is how we get the other 0 as minus 10 and this is the value. This is how we get the value of p as minus 10. Fifth example. Find the value of x in polynomial PA is equal to 2a square plus 2xa plus 5x plus 10 if a plus x is one of its factors. This example is similar to the previous example, only wording is different. Here they have given this a plus x is one of its factors. So what we have to find over here, that let's start with solution. So here they have given us polynomial 2a square plus 2xa plus 5x plus 10. Now this polynomial will be equal to 0, value of this whole polynomial will be equal to 0 if a plus x is equal to 0. It gives us a's value as minus x. So similar to previous example, what we have to write? Putting a is equal to minus x in p of a, we get p of minus x is equal to 2 into minus x square plus 2 into x into minus x plus 5x plus 10, which is equal to 0. So by solving this, what we get? Minus 2x square, plus 2x square, because minus x whole bracket square gives us x square, minus 2x square plus 5x plus 10 is equal to 0. So here this gets cancelled. What we have? 5x plus 10 is equal to 0. 5x, transposing this 10 to RHS, we get minus 10, dividing RHS by 5, which is multiple here at LHS, that gives us x is equal to minus 2. And this is how we get the value of x. Moving to the sixth example, how many zeros a polynomial x minus 3 whole bracket square minus 4 can have? Also find its factors. Here the polynomial is given this. So first of all, to know how many zeros it has, we should know what is the highest power of x. So that's why we have to expand this given polynomial. So let's start the solution. So here they have given us P of x as x minus 3 whole bracket square minus 4. Expanding P of x, we get, here we get x square minus 6x plus 9 minus 4. This is the expansion of this bracket. By using the identity a minus b whole bracket square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. So what we get here? This polynomial we get as x square. Now do the operation between plus 9 and minus 4, that gives us plus 5. So this is how we get the polynomial by expanding as x square minus 6x plus 5. And here we have the highest power of x as 2. And that's why how many zeros this polynomial has? So therefore, polynomial p of x, we can write here, therefore this polynomial has 2 zeros. Next, they have asked us which are these 2 zeros. So now we can solve this 2 zeros to find the 2 zeros, and that is, if you see, this has 1. So product is 5. We have to split into such a way that sum should be minus 6. So we have here minus 5 and minus 1. Multiplication of that gives us product 5. And addition of that gives us minus 6. So we have here x square minus 5x minus x plus 5, which is, from this we have x minus 5, and from here, now we want the same, so we will take this minus 1 out, and here we get minus 5. So if you multiply minus 1 into x, it gives us minus x. Multiple minus 1 into minus 5, it gives plus 5. So you have to recheck this way, and then we get here the products factors are x minus 5 into x minus 1. Now how to find these zeros? When this p of x is equal to 0, it means this whole is equal to 0, then and then only these polynomials will have value is 0. So here, what are the zeros of this polynomial? That is x minus 5 is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0. So here x value is 5 or x value is 1. And the zeros of this polynomial are, zeros of px are 5 and 1. Now let's see the seventh example. If alpha and beta are zeros of polynomial x square minus 6x plus y, find the value of y if 3 alpha plus 2 beta is equal to 20. Let's start the solution. Here, what they have given us, the polynomial p of x, it's a quadratic polynomial, x square minus 6x plus y. They have given us zeros as alpha and beta. One more thing they have given us, if 3 alpha plus 2 beta is equal to 20. Let's take this as an example 1. Now, using the relationship of polynomials and zeros, coefficients of polynomials and zeros, what we get over here, that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b upon a. So here what we have, minus b, that is minus of minus 6 upon 1. So finally we get alpha plus beta as 6. So let's write this as alpha plus beta is equal to 6. Second example. Now, next relation is alpha into beta, product of zeros is constant term upon coefficient of x square. So that gives us y upon 1. So what the relation we get over here, what an equation we get over here, that alpha into beta is equal to y. Let's number it as third. Now what next we have to do? We have to multiply this equation by either 2 or by 3. You can multiply this equation by 3 or by 2. So let's multiply equation 2 by 2. So after that, what we get? Equation here is 2 alpha plus 2 beta, that is equal to 6 2s are 12. Let's number it as equation 4. Now what we have to do, that we have to subtract this equation, equation number 4, from equation 1. So subtracting equation 4 from 1, we are subtracting LHS from LHS. That gives us 3 alpha plus 2 beta minus 2 alpha plus 2 beta. LHS subtracted from LHS of this equation, and then RHS subtracted from RHS. So what we get from here is 3 alpha minus 2 alpha after 3 alpha plus 2 beta minus 2 alpha minus 2 beta is equal to 20 minus 12 gives us 8. So that finally we get alpha as, here we are cancelling plus 2 beta with minus 2 beta. So what we get over here, LHS alpha. Alpha is equal to 8. Now here we get alpha is equal to 8, which we are putting the value in equation 1, and so that what we get, beta as, beta is equal to, I will write it here, alpha as 8 plus beta is 6 is equal to 6, which is by putting in equation 2. So that gives us beta's value as 6 minus 8, which is minus 2. So here we get the value alpha as 8 and beta as minus 2. And now these two values we can put in equation 3. So that is putting values of alpha and beta in equation 3. What we get? Alpha beta is equal to y. That means alpha is 8 into minus 2 is equal to y. Hence y is equal to minus 16. Now let's revise the next concept. That is division algorithm for polynomials. This concept says that if we have a polynomial px, it can be expressed in the form of gx into qx plus rx, where gx should not be 0. So we are using division algorithm which we have seen in the previous lesson here in the polynomials also. Let's see how it works with the examples. Eighth example. This is a very straightforward example that apply division algorithm to find Qx, that means polynomial, quotient polynomial, remainder polynomial. If a polynomial Px is given x cube minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6 and a divisor polynomial given as Gx is equal to x squared plus x plus 1. So here what we have to do, we have to apply the long division method. According to long division method, we are writing this P of Px in bracket x cube minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6, and here we have x squared plus x plus 1. Now here this dividend has the highest power x cube, which we are dividing by the highest power of divisors x squared. So here this division gives us x as the answer. So that is a quotient here. Now what next? By this x multiply this whole polynomial. So it means we are multiplying it here itself. What this gives us? This gives us the polynomial or expression x cube plus x squared plus x. Now this expression we have to write here x cube plus x squared plus x. Now subtracting it, this is plus first, it will become minus, this will become minus, and this will become minus. X cube minus x cube cancelled, minus 6x squared minus 1x squared, that gives us minus 7x squared, plus 11x minus 1x, that gives us plus 10x, minus 6. Now you know that this is the highest polynomial term of the polynomial having the highest power, even this. So what we have to do? Minus 7x squared minus x squared, that gives us minus 7. Write it here. What next? Multiply this whole polynomial by this. So what it gives? Minus 7x squared minus 7x minus 7. Write this here. Minus 7x squared minus 7x minus 7. What next? Plus, plus, plus. This minus changes into plus. This minus changes into plus. This minus changes into plus. This get cancelled. Plus 10x plus 7x. 17x minus 6 plus 7 plus 1. So now what we have here, when p of x is this and g of x is this, q of x is quotient we get x minus 7 and r of x is nothing but remainder we get. Moving to the ninth sum. What must be added to the polynomial fx is equal to x raised to 4 plus 2x cube minus 2x squared plus x minus 1 so that resulting polynomial is exactly divisible by x squared plus 2x minus 3. This type of questions are mostly asked in board for 4 marks. So here, before solving this, try to understand this concept. What they have given, that this polynomial, when it is divisible, if it is added something to it, then it is exactly divisible by that given polynomial which is here. It means, for example, let's take an example like if we have 15, number 15 is equal to, and here 5 fours are. So 5 is here 15 is our fx, 5 is our gx, which is given here like this, and which is exactly divisible by which we get as qx. What should be added over here so that that will be exactly divisible by 4 or by 5? That means here 5. So here if you bring this side in division lemma, it becomes minus 5. Means what? What I want to say, that simply dividing this fx by that g of x, whatever the remainder we get, that we get in this form. It means whatever remainder you get, that you have to subtract. You have to change the sign of the polynomial of Rx. And that polynomial is to be added over here, it means to the fx. So let's start the example. Again, we have to divide this by x raised to 4 plus 2x cube minus 2x square plus x minus 1, dividing it by x square plus 2x minus 3. Now, already said x raised to 4 divided by x square. You can write this as rough work. We get this as x square. Now, x square, if you are multiplying this x square, which is in quotient place, with this divisor, whole divisor polynomial, what we get? So we get here as x raised to 4 plus 2x square minus 2x cube minus 3x square. This expression we are writing exactly here, x raised to 4 plus 2x cube minus 3x square. Change the sign. So this is plus, which we change into minus. This plus minus, minus plus. Do the subtraction. Here this is cancelled. X raised to 4 minus x raised to 4 gives you 0. Plus 2x cube minus 2x cube again gives you 0. So what remained here? X square plus x minus 1. Now this x square divided by this x square. So we get here 1. Write this 1 over here, plus 1. Multiply this whole divisor polynomial by 1. We get here x square plus 2x minus 3. Again subtraction. Here no sign is given, so it's plus, change into minus. This change into minus. This change into plus. So finally we get here, get cancelled. Here we have minus x plus 2. Now what I said in the beginning of this sum, that whatever the resulting Rx we get, resulting remainder polynomial we get, that is, we have to change the sign of each and every term of it, so that that polynomial, after changing it, should be added to this fx. So what will be that? Then it will be this is changed into minus, will change into plus, and this plus will change into minus. So this is our required answer, and hence what we have to say, hence x minus 2 to be added to fx, and then only these two are exactly multiplied, or they are exactly divisible by this given polynomial. I hope you have understood this. In this sum, if suppose there is must be subtracted instead of added, so what will you do? So here if they have given what must be subtracted to the polynomial f of x so that the resulting polynomial is exactly divisible by this. So in this case, whatever the remainder you get, that is the only answer. So in subtraction, if they have told subtracted, then whatever the remainder we get, remainder polynomial, that we have to write as it is, and hence what we have to write, that this should be subtracted from this. But if they are asked to add it, then whatever, keep in mind, whatever the result remainder polynomial we get, we have to change the sign of each and every term so that the required answer we get. So let's see, or let's verify if in place of added, if we have subtracted word. So the resulting polynomial by this subtract or division we get this, remainder we get this. And in place of added, if they have subtracted, then how it works? If that means the remainder you have to subtract from this polynomial, dividend. So it will be minus of minus x plus 2. That gives us what? This will be plus x minus 2. So finally, this x plus x gives us 2x. And minus 1 minus 2 gives you minus 3. So, what we have the finally polynomial? X square raised to 4 plus 2x cube minus 2x square plus 2x minus 3. That means what? Here, till here our steps are right. And then, so here what we have to take? Minus 2x, and here minus 3. And then by multiplying this and the quotient is 1, we get here finally same expression, and finally we get remainder 0. Right? So I hope you have understood this. Now I am giving you the original sum, and please note it down. This is how we have revised the sums, and we have revised the concepts by solving various sums. So we will stop here and we will meet again, and there we will see the next lesson. Till then, bye.